U.S. Space Command headquarters will move to the beautiful locale of a place called Huntsville, Alabama, forever to be known from this point forward as Rocket City.
6 years after naming and calling Colorado Springs its provisional headquarters, President Donald Trump says U.S. Space Command is moving to Alabama, saying Huntsville, quote, fought harder than anyone else.
He also said Colorado's mail-in voting system played a role in the decision, and this move is sure to leave lasting impacts on the Colorado community, from uprooting families to costing taxpayers dollars.
So tonight, Denver 7's Brandon Richard is getting answers from state leaders in a rare moment of unification about what it means for Coloradans.
I want to thank you all for being here for this important announcement, 7 years in the making.
On Tuesday, President Trump announcing the U.S. Space Command headquarters will be relocating from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama.
We initially selected Huntsville for the Spacecom headquarters, yet those plans were wrongfully obstructed by the Biden administration.
Trump says the move will provide the U.S. with a strategic advantage. But it soon became clear politics also played a role, with the president citing Colorado's mail-in voting system as a major reason he wants to relocate Space Command headquarters.
I want to thank Colorado. The problem I have with Colorado, one of the big problems, they do mail-in voting. They went to all mail-in voting, so they have automatically crooked elections. And we can't have that. When a state is for mail-in voting, that means they want dishonest elections, because that's what that means. So that played a big factor also.
Trump has long criticized mail-in voting, saying, without providing any evidence, that mail-in voting has led to widespread voter fraud.
That's what this is about. He's trying to punish states.
Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold sharing her reaction to Trump's latest comments Tuesday.
It seems that Trump ultimately does not like the state of Colorado because Coloradans have rejected him 3 times in our free and fair elections, and he seeks to blame. So he blames mail ballots instead of looking at his failing policies, and then tries to punish the state.
Colorado's entire congressional delegation released a joint statement saying the decision to move U.S. Space Command headquarters out of Colorado and to Alabama will directly harm our state and the nation. We are united in fighting to reverse this decision. Bottom line, moving Space Command headquarters weakens our national security at the worst possible time. Brandon. And Governor Jared Polis also released a statement this afternoon calling the decision to relocate Spacecom headquarters deeply disappointing and the wrong decision. He says Coloradans and Americans should be provided full transparency about how this decision was made.
This is a rare moment, Brandon, where both Colorado Republicans and Democrats are condemning this decision. This has been a real tug of war between Colorado and Alabama for the last 4 years now, as well as different presidential administrations. So will this be the final decision on Space Command's headquarters?
Well, ultimately, the decision will rest with Congress, because keep in mind, Congress is the one that approves the budget, and something like this would obviously take billions of dollars. It would also take years to actually carry out, and a future Congress or even a future president could stop this in its tracks. And with those 4 Republican members from Congress in Colorado vowing to reverse this decision, it'll make it even tougher. So, despite what the president said today, this is still far from a done deal.
Yes, and that leaves a lot of folks in limbo, Brandon. Thank you so much for that report. I posed that same question to former Colorado Springs Mayor John Suthers today. Suthers told me, despite Trump's announcement, he believes this fight isn't over.
Do you think this issue is now done and Space Command will stay in Alabama?
Someone has to appropriate the 2 to 3 or more billion dollars to move it. I am hopeful that there is enough courage in Congress to say, hey, Mr. President, we've been talking about cost savings and things like that. Why would we want to expend this kind of money to move a command that is fully operational in Colorado Springs?
Coming up at 6:30, I asked Suthers what the economic impact will be to Colorado Springs once Space Command is possibly fully relocated.
And Jessica, we've been seeing two terms being used interchangeably, Space Command and Space Force. So we wanted to clear up the distinction for you tonight. The U.S. Space Force is its own branch of the military. It's technically under the Air Force, like the Marines are to the Navy. Space Force organizes and trains its members to develop space capabilities. Its members are called Guardians. It is based at the Pentagon, like all the other military branches are.
Meanwhile, U.S. Space Command is a joint warfighting command comprised of all the different space components from each branch of the military: Army, Air Force, Space Force, Navy, Marines, National Guard, and Coast Guard. So it has members from every military branch in it. Space Command conducts the actual military operations in space to deter aggression and defend national interests, like the satellites that provide GPS. Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado Springs is the provisional headquarters of U.S. Space Command.